Hello, everyone. Hey, hey, hey. Let me make it so I can see everybody. Hi. Okay, so I see you, Patrice. Hi, Keisha. Hi, Nicole. Hi, April. All right, we are here. I love to see your faces. All right. So, welcome to our weekly group call. My favorite day of the week is when I get to spend it with y'all. This is awesome. I love it. I love it. Either I'm talking to y'all individually or I'm talking to you collectively. So, it's all right with me. So, couple updates. Let me think. Do I have any updates? Really, nothing really major. We've been working on, last week we had a lot of updates. I shared walking all through the heartbeat. We talked about it a little bit, talked about how to find things where things are getting acclimated. We talked about accountability. Has anybody talked to our accountability coach? And how do y'all feel about our accountability circle? How we kicked it off this week, Monday. So this is our first official week. Let me know, unmute yourself or write it in the chat. Just want to get some feedback on how you feel about it and if you think it's going to help.
I think it will help, but I think it will make you actually do what you say you want to do.
Right. I love it. Hopefully, that's the whole point. Right? Is that when we have somebody else, pushing, not just pushing us forward, but also expecting us to get the work done, right? And reminding us like, hey, you said, hopefully that'll help. And the thing is, I like writing things out and declaring them. So when we write them out in the group at the beginning of the week, kind of like, ooh, I said it. I don't want to go back on my word. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to be helpful. And I think it's just a different way of declaring, everyone does something different, whether you write it in your journal or you write it in Heartbeat or you say it loud on Voxer in a group. When other people hear it, it's like, they're going to be waiting for me, so it's not just letting you down or your plan down or whatever. It's the whole situation. And I don't want to say that, meaning that like every time we don't finish all the things, we're not letting ourselves down. Sometimes we only get one done, and that's fine. And I think a part of this process is that which is why we start talking about capacity planning and time management, is like we really need to start to learn what we can get done and what we can't get done. So then we'll set more realistic goals, going forward. Then we can start getting those small wins. So I think if we say, okay, I'm going to do all these huge things, then at the end of the week, it's like we got one small thing done, and part of the large thing is like, but it's still a win, but it's hard for us to see that because we're overachievers or we wouldn't be here, So hopefully we'll work through that. All right, so accountability, that's awesome. One of the other things I wanted to, Nicole says the realistic goals is what I'm aiming to gain. Yes, all of us are working on that. Like I look at my calendar and I'm like, what's this gonna look like? Because at this point, I'm not even eating all day. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll grab a snack and it's like, no, why should I have to rush through this? I was actually talking to Tashanta about this because we were talking about, and I'm going to bring this up a little bit later because she's working on her brand development for her other brand. And we were talking about the experience of creating things, right? It's like, I might not be able to doodle every day, but I might be able to make myself a beautiful sandwich. You know what I mean? If I give myself time, because I have to eat anyway. So why shouldn't I have some fun with it? That's how I think. So you got to figure out what your thing is, but we still need to, we don't have the space to figure out what our thing is. We're never going to figure it out. And we're never going to be creative. We're always going to feel like we're under pressure and like, always got to do it. And then that just takes the fun out of everything, and then who wants to do that? They're just like, forget it. I'm just going to go and get on the phone or turn the TV on, So one of the things that I am working on the back end, which I'm hoping to present to you all next week, is, we're doing this like hot seats, and then 1 week I'm going to teach, and then we'll do the back end, because we talked about like doing a little bit of both, having a little short lesson, and then to go into our regular group, masterminding. And then this week is our hot seat and masterminding. But next week I want to start talking about the full someone needs to come in, start talking about the full brand development pieces. So I know some of you are already in the portal looking at that, but I want to do a live walkthrough of that, building you all a roadmap for that. So that way you'll have a guide. You'll be able to go to each lesson, watch the video, check it off, have notes for it, have some templates, and make it a lot easier. Because one of the things I've caught on to, which I always knew it was a thing, but everyone's at a different level in their brand development. And sometimes we want to skip the line. And I believe that, absolutely, I believe that we can build brands while skipping the line. And by skipping the line, I mean, like, instead of me really doing a strategic plan and understanding who my customer is and how we want to serve them, what our vision and our deciding on our core values and taking the time to dig deep into those things and really define them, we just would rather go ahead and, create a logo and announce to the world that we're open, so it's like everyone, like, so yes, you can build a brand like that on the outside looking in, it will look like you're doing fabulous. But I'm going to tell you from experience, the inside is going to fall apart really quickly, right? So it can look really great on the outside, but the guts will be rotten. So it's like, we're trying to avoid that here. That's why you're investing in this, so that we can do it strategically together, so that we are building a strong foundation. So this program is not just to support you in your brand builds. We're talking about building a legacy brand, a sustainable brand that you can stand, and that is going to resist and be resilient, for years to come. So that takes work, that takes work. So Tashanta says, I'm literally eating now, I haven't eaten all day. Girl, stop it. Well, it's 3:30 for you. It's still too late. You should have a headache by now. Have you been drinking water? Maybe not if you've been drinking water. All right. So hopefully everyone is doing well with catching up on work. School, I know school has started or is starting for some, depending on where you're in the country, or might have started 2-3 weeks ago. For y'all in the South, y'all be going to school. Y'all be starting school in like June. I feel like y'all get out in February and y'all start in June. It just feels like it's so different to up here where I'm at. Like, our kids are like, they're not going to school for like probably not until after Labor Day. And it seems like they're in school all the way through half of the summer. It's really odd. But hopefully everyone's adjusting to that well. And I know that's something, Keisha, you wrote actually in the community that you wanted to talk about that. But first, we're going to kick this off with Patrice. We're going to put Patrice in the hot seat. Maybe not. No, not sure. You want to go after Keisha and then you see how it goes? Okay, Keisha, how do you feel before I explain how it's going to go?
I was supposed to be listening in. I just needed guidance on that. So not necessarily a hot seat, but my children are just.
Okay, hold on. Before you take the floor. So the way this is going to work, right? And it is a hot seat, because the hot seat, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong necessarily. It could just mean you want advice. It just means that I need your attention in this moment. That's what this means, okay? And we call it the hot seat because it's just a cute little saying, right? And it's just the one, all eyes are on you, like we're laser focused on you, so therefore your seat is hot. So if you those of us that need a visual, so so the person that is in the hot seat, all right, let me know in the chat, those that are not on camera are with me, has our undivided attention for 15 minutes, okay, at least, at the most 15 minutes, so we can get in more than one hot seat, during our call. The idea is that person shares their challenge, their celebration, and now what, their, the topic of discussion, whatever it is they want to discuss or they're just wondering about, they say what they need to say. They give us like top, if it was an issue, it would be like, oh, these are my top 3 things I'm trying to work through in regards to this one thing. They share their piece in like 2 to 3 minutes, and then we collectively give them our advice, our expertise. We share a story that they can that might resonate and support them. We talk about someone we can connect them with. We say, you know what, my cousin actually does that. I might be able to help you, or I know someone, or I've heard of this before, or have you tried this? It is our way to support them. Whatever you have, and if you're just here and you might have a similar issue and they're talking to you, you're like, dang, I got the same one. I need to hear what everyone has to say. Then that's fine. Just say, I'm here to support you. I got you, or me too, right? However you can lend support. It doesn't mean you have to answer. It just means support your sister, okay? Sharika, how could it be possible? It could never be possible. Not in all the cuteness. Okay, Sharika's here, Keisha. Okay, girl, ain't no judgment here, honey. I just took a shower for the first time today, right before this call, because I knew I was gonna see y'all. Like, you could smell my armpits, but still, I've been cleaning all day. My grandbaby is coming today, not until like 2 a.m., but tomorrow, I swear, I'm going to record a video and share it somewhere, since I still can't get on Facebook. Totally. I was on Facebook for like 2 minutes today, and then it was like, your account has been compromised. I was like, darn it. I'm gonna share a video of these 2 little babies, because I'm gonna have 2 tomorrow all day. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Like, I'm not even gonna be able to sleep. So anyways, that's how the hot seat works. All right. So now, Miss Keisha, I know you're getting dressed, but can you just share with us what you would like for us to discuss, or you want some guidance around?
Yeah, just around getting them encouraged again. So like Zion was excited about, doing the pitch. We went to RamCon, he got the feedback, but then he's like, yeah, I'll work on it, but football is starting up, and that's where he is now. Zaria is just, kind of in and out. She's excited about middle school and everything else. And now that our show is over, she's just like, okay, can't wait to go to school. I got to get my hair braided. And it's just like, okay, how do I get them focused, interested again in things that they said that they were interested in? Or even how do I confirm that they've truly moved on from something? Because Zaria, we were talking the other day, and I said, Zaria, you should be getting paid a lot now. As long as you've been in the game, you hold a cover of a magazine, you've done, and I just listed her accolades. And I said, but you're not, practicing your craft. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And she just was kind of indifferent about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's like, I'm like, well, is she done modeling? Is she, I don't know. And I mean, I don't want to push it, because I was like, well, you just have to Joe Jackson her. And I'm like, yeah, but if that's something that she really was interested in, I want her to still be interested in it. And I want her to do it well. I don't want to be the one, oh yeah, she'll do it, or yeah, I don't want to do that. I want her to come to me excited about opportunities and say, this is something I'm interested in. Can we do this? Like Zion was, when I told him about, RamCon and about he could pitch, he was excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they're just, tweening or what's happening.
Yeah, I understand. So you all set? You done, Keisha?
I'm done.
Okay. Who wants to respond first?
I think that maybe they might be burned out. I know with Cheyenne, when she was young, she didn't want to do this, she didn't want to do that. And so sometimes they probably need a break, but I would definitely put an expiration date on that break, as well as allow myself as a parent not to say much, because sometimes it's like it goes through one ear and out the other when we're always on them and nagging and so forth. Because that's what I learned. But it's funny because it comes full circle. Because once you introduce them and show them this becomes second nature to them, this is what they want to do, even though they do some pushback, and maybe they may want to change to something different, not what they originally started with, because kids do grow and kids do change. That's my 2 cents.
That's good. Thank you, Tashanta.
I'll chime in because I did go through that for a little bit with with both of the girls. Still halfway go through it with Journey. But what I have found works with Trinity is if I allow her, like Keisha, you were saying, like one of them's like, oh, I'm excited about football, I'm excited about getting my hair done or whatever. Like when I show the same level of excitement and interest in the things that they're excited about that are not their business, I noticed that it causes them to then reflect back. And like when we have business conversations, then they can be equally as engaged because they're like, oh, I can actually have other interests. Like, I think, and I guess in other words, what I'm trying to say is I think when we present it like, if you're doing your business, you're doing your business only, then that's like a deterrent for preteens and teenagers. But if it's like, yeah, you can play football, you can do gymnastics, you can do this, you can do that, and you can run your business, and we just got to figure out how to make it work and like create a plan that it allows them more freedom to want to be interested. That's just something that I noticed that works with my girls.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I've tried both of them, but I've tried both. Tomorrow, you remember when I gave the expiration date? I don't know if you remember last year. Got her back for a minute. And so, yeah, I've tried that, but I'm gonna keep praying on it.
Yeah, I think it's so I agree with what Tashanta and Patrice have said, and it's gonna be different for everyone because our kids are different. But I do think it needs to be, it doesn't always have to be a either or, like, you know, and I feel like they probably see our passion come through stronger when it comes to business because we're passionate about our business and we really want them to do this business. So they might think that that's the only thing we care about. You know what I mean? I remember with Xandra, I remember her telling me like, that's all you talk about, you know, because there were opportunities and things started to heat up and it was like, wait a minute, what's happening? You know, but I also had to be just as excited about her golf thing, just like Patrice is saying, or when her track meets, like they had to realize, and she tells the world now that it didn't matter what I was doing. If I was trying to catch butterflies, my mother was making signs, wearing the t-shirt and running around the block, making sure everybody saw it. It didn't matter what my kids were doing. I was team whatever that was. And I bought the t-shirt and the water bottle, you know? So I think that's one thing, is just making it clear and having that family meeting that says, where are we right now in this space? And what do we want to focus on this quarter? You know, do we just want to break? Are we in a rest period where we just want to take a break? But even if we're taking a break, we might not be actively recording videos and actually seeking speaking engagements or modeling gigs, but we still need to take at least one day a week for an hour as a family and revisit our goals, make sure we're on track, and, you know, and just say, okay, and start thinking about the next quarter, because this quarter is a rest period, right? So I don't think it's like letting go completely of the business, unless that's what they say they want. If that's what they say they want, then that's different. But if you say you still want to be the CEO, or you still want to bring this thing out into the world, then you're going to have to commit to giving it some time at some point. The same way your football coach is not going to let you get on the field if you don't come to so many practices. It's the same thing. You can't expect to show up and make money and be on stage and live the dream that you say you want to live without doing the practice and doing the back end work as a CEO, you know, so it's the same thing. The other thing I was thinking about for you specifically is, you know, it's normal with Zaria coming off of RamCon and then this huge event. She's been watching you be like this and probably hiding in the corner, look, you know, hiding somewhere in the house like mommy is tripping, because everybody's on edge. Whatever you feel, they feel. It's the same thing. Just because they're big old babies don't mean they're not babies. We all know our babies feel our energy and our angst. So it's like, whoosh, you know, like they all need, probably the whole household needs to decompress from this major event that y'all just did. So it's like saying, you know what, y'all, we ain't even gonna talk about work until September 1st. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna chill. We're gonna eat what we want to eat. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna sleep extra, whatever. You know what I mean? And just kind of allowing that to play out. So then it's like, when we break, we break. But when we work, we work. You know, and if we say we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it and we're gonna finish it. Now we need to do what Patrice said and create a schedule around it so we can still live our best life in and out the house, but we're still gonna keep pushing this dream forward because that's what you said you wanted. You know,
Okay.
I think we need to consider, you know, what's happening in their teen tween worlds. And we cannot forget that when they get to middle school, where they get to wherever they're going to get to, and they turn into that kid that you like, whose kid is this? Their friends don't understand. Their friends aren't living the life that we're living. Their friends don't have businesses. Their friends don't have to be the boss. Their friends ain't working on a strategic plan. So it's not cool right now. You know what I mean? So it's like, So we just got to give them a little space, you know, to find their feet, you know, and figure out what this middle school thing is all about. And then maybe we can do it all. We can go back to being the rock star and a regular student at school.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. I'm gonna hold on.
Hold on and hold space for them. You know, it's like, all right, we're on break. No, we're not talking about work. We don't, that's fine. We're on break. We'll talk about, let's set aside Sunday from 2 to 3. We'll sit down and go over this theme. These emails, we'll look at all those, I'll respond and then I'll just brief y'all on Sunday. Something like that. So they feel like mommy's, we got each other. Because when it's time for Zaria to take the stage, she gonna have to have y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's like this, you know, sometimes Xander gotta do stuff. I'm like, let's go. Like,
Okay.
carrying it. You got this? Because it's not just, this is a family thing. It's not just one of us, it's all of us. Oh, it's pressure. But guess what? Your son's a football player. He knows what it's like when the ball is coming or throwing or whatever to be happening. Sometimes you on a team, and if you drop it, they all looking at you. So our kids understand that pressure. So it's like a pressure, but we still need to let them know that it's, I love you anyways, and this is a part of it, but we're teaching them what life is going to hit, what they're gonna have to handle when they leave our house in the first place. Anyways, you know?
Okay. Thank you all.
Sure. Awesome. Now Keisha steps off the virtual hot seat stage. And I'm gonna check in with Patrice and see how she's feeling. Just give me a yes, no, a little shit. Or if you need more time, let me know.
I guess I don't really know what the hot seat is. Did I volunteer myself?
Well, you said something. Let me go see let me roll the tape back. Let me see.
I said I was trying to figure out like if I needed it or not. I'll just say this, and you can tell me if it's a hot seat thing or I just need a box seat on the side or whatever.
Oh, I don't even know what you said. Okay, Keisha just said do it. Okay, got it. Go ahead.
So now that we have the seat press, which we are so giddy about, and Trinity is super giddy about it because she kind of fell off at the Ram, like what Keisha was saying, because we were talking about it. Ram wanted to get the seat press so that she can make her own t-shirts versus the third party we were using, but we hadn't bought it. So it's in now. T-shirts are in now. We're ready for our, I don't know the terminology yet. I'm going to say vinyl print. I don't know what the thing is. The thing that we actually going to press down to put on the shirt.
Screen print?
What are they?
I said the screen. I didn't know if you're talking about the screen printer. Please.
She's talking about the transfers.
The transfers. That's it. The transfers. Because I ordered them through the site that Bree sent me. So anyway, we're all excited about it. Trent's excited about it. They come in, the transfers come in tomorrow, and we've already set up the little room. I'll take a picture and show y'all. We set up the room like they were going to be
workshop studio. I love it. Headquarters.
But our question is, because we have never really promoted the t-shirts has always been a part of her vending event. So when she vends, she sells her books and her t-shirts, but we've never really promoted them like through her social media, through the website. It's not because we've always had to get them third party. We were nervous about people just being able to order them at leisure. And that's like the amount of time it would take us to get them and ship them and all the things. Now that we have that under wraps, how does she begin to promote the affirmation t-shirt line? Now that we have access to make them in-house and we can, in essence, like do the orders on demand.
Do you already have the collection outlined?
Yeah, so she already has 6 different shirts that she's been selling, but she's only done them through vending events.
Oh, okay, so it's the same shirt. So it's the same. You're making what you've been selling just in-house.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I would say, first of all, excuse me, I'm stepping out of line. Does anybody else want to respond to Patrice?
I'm interested to hear what the answer is because we did the same thing. So
anybody else? Okay, Sharika. So Shanta wrote you a message in the chat. For the sake of recording, check out our RBA transfers on Instagram. RBA transfers on Instagram as well. So what I would say is, so what we're talking about is developing a marketing plan, a marketing strategy. That's really what it is. So I would go through all of your her photos, pageant photos, any other photos that she might have where she's wearing the t-shirts, and pull those photos, put them in a Google Drive folder. I would also plan a photo shoot day. And I'm not talking about expense. I'm talking about your lens cleaned on your fancy phone, because all of our phones are fancy. I don't care whether you're team Android or iPhone. I would go back and watch the photo training that Tashanta gave us. And if you get hung up, box her and ask her about how she takes such fabulous photos of herself by herself, which is really weird for me. I still haven't mastered that. And then go in the backyard or in front of the house, wherever there's a nice tree, a bush, maybe some water up the street, wherever you can do. You live in beautiful land down south, so it's always pretty. And do a photo shoot.
Okay.
That's what I would do. And then I would, I need to, so that's the forward front. That's the fun piece. Because remember, we just talked about skipping the line. The other piece I'm going to tell you is a little less, there's no kids on here, a little less sexy. And that is, we need to establish a really clear messaging strategy for this brand. Why these t-shirts? Why these affirmations? What are we hoping to do? What are me as a mom with a little girl or a little boy that needs this instilled in them? Why is this t-shirt different than any other t-shirt? Thank you, Sharika. Sharika just dropped the link to our RBA transfers in the chat.
Got it. Thank you.
So why? You know, and because, and the reason why, and I'm talking to everyone here that has not got their mission, vision, and like all these little pieces of the brand personality exactly, Tashanta, together. That's why we struggle with creating content. Because once we have those pieces done, we can create all the content. We can create content for days. Nicole's agreeing with me, I think.
Yep, it becomes like our Bible, because I hear your voice again, because this is the conversation that we were having, just outlining everything. And we can always go back to see if we're aligned or not, just based off of that strategic plan, the vision for all those things. So yeah, I'm shaking my head.
Yeah. So I think we need to, so that's two things, right? So we're talking about visuals for the brand fun thing, because we can always figure out what to say once we have the second piece done, the strategic plan, and they don't need to be in that order. I just like the idea of starting with the fun piece because that can be happening at the same time, because she's so excited. We need to keep her excited.
Yeah.
So that needs to happen. It's like, oh, we'll do this piece and, you know, ask Ms. Ryan for help on this piece. And then, but next weekend, we're going to go do some photos. You know what I mean? Or we're going out today to Home Depot or wherever, wear your tee, and we'll take some pictures in the parking lot. I don't know, fun stuff. It doesn't have to be, it could be lifestyle, you know? She doesn't have to be posy all the time. And if you wanted to get so brave, before I move on past the fun part, is she has friends everywhere. You can get friends together and do photos with them, you know, or she can bring a couple to school and be like, take some photos, you know, or let's do it together, but because you need parent permission, because these pictures are going to be everywhere. So that's one thing. So strategic plan, we got to talk about, even if we just do certain pieces just to get that messaging, that's important. The other thing I was thinking about is timeline. So we need to create a clear timeline so that we're getting these things in alignment. So it's like, okay, we are relaunching the affirmation, what's it called? T-shirt line. I don't know what it's called. We need a name for it.
Oh, the t-shirt line needs a name itself. We always say the affirmation clothing line, but I don't, so we need actual.
Let's give it a name. Yeah,
Okay.
let's give it a name. It could be like Confidence Couture. I don't know, confidence. I don't know. We need to come up with a name for it. Yes.
I like Confidence Couture, actually.
It needs to be something like, we need to call it, because the thing is, she's going to sell other things, right? So she has her line, and we got to stop thinking about our products as just the thing. It's not just the thing. It is an experience. It's a part of the brand. So it needs to have a name. So if she's on her website, it's like, it's all, because she's also a product of the brand. So it's like all these things she has the course, she can book her to speak. She has her affirmation down audios. She has her affirmation videos of Trinity, spend the afternoon with Trinity. You can book a workshop. You can hire her to whatever. But then also you can purchase the affirmation couture, you know what I mean? Or the confidence couture. So it's like the experience. So we want it to feel big. even if it's for us, it's like, it's just the t-shirts we making over there. No. So it's like the way we approach it is the way it's going to roll out. It's the way people are going to feel it and receive it. So timeline, we're going to first tighten up exactly what the, Confidence Couture is and who it's for, why it's coming out there, right? And then we are, and then we're going to get all our assets together. So now that we have the strategic plan, the messaging together, we can start creating content, right? Whatever that content's going to be based on what the messaging tells us that the content has to be. Then we have the visuals. Now we can say Confidence Couture launches on October 1st. With our first, our first t-shirt is going to be, or our first collection is going to consist of these five t-shirts. And these are the varieties that you can get them in, whatever. And you have like a launch party or some kind of really cool experience.
So would it be a relaunch, being that she's already selling them, or because a lot of people, if you haven't ran into her except for the vending event, don't know about them, literally just call it the launch?
Just something in here I'm trying to kill. Sorry, hold on. I'm like, just look, it's on my ring light looking at me. I'm like, oh, look at you. It is going to be, no, it is a launch. We're not relaunching because we never came out like this. Sure. We didn't have it in-house. It didn't have a name before. You know what I mean? So yeah. It's like, it's a launch. Let's just call it what it is. Okay. So yeah, so that timeline, and then we just kind of follow the steps leading up into that moment. And the roadmap I'm creating will actually help you with that, because then you can just walk through the roadmap. I already started it for the brands, but I'm going to create one for the launch as well.
Okay, thank you. Tashanta, I saw your comment. Quick question. What do you recommend? I'm just thinking about like being able to mail the shirts out and in all weather, and of course we don't want the packages to get wet and on a rainy day or whatever and go through. What do you recommend in terms of packaging for clothing?
I would put it in the mailer box, but put it in a poly mailer because it'd be cheaper. Mm-hmm. And you can get poly mailers regular with nothing on it, or you can get it branded. One place is Uline, another one is Papermart, uline.com, papermart.com.
What is that? That monkey, whatever place had it for $19 for 50. Like, so sign up for them and get theirs whenever they have it.
Okay. And if you're going to get the basic one, you can also just go to Sticker Mule and just put a sticker outside of it as well, catch their sales, and just get a plain one for now until you upgrade.
Okay. Thank you. Because she has some, we have Road to the Crown mailers for the book, but we don't want to use that, obviously. I guess maybe, like you said, it needs to be specific to this clothing line. Mm-hmm. and make that the experience. And not
I want to put a pin in the conversation around packaging and mailing. Please make sure you know your COGS. And this is for all of us. This is another piece that we all get really excited about. But I want you to know, like, we didn't have anything that we mailed that said Xandra on it until we could afford to. And I looked at what we can afford to based on the numbers. If it didn't make sense, it didn't make it to the customer. It didn't make it to the floor or the headquarters. It didn't make it in the plan. So we, instead of having custom boxes, we just ordered a whole bunch of boxes from, we're shipping something different, of course, but this is just an example. We just started using regular craft boxes because they were less expensive. Actually, in the beginning, we were using the UPS boxes. I was at UPS loading my truck up with those free boxes. People, they'd be looking at me like, what is this lady mailing? Everything, because the box was free. You hear me? It was free. So, and while I was trying to figure out Ship Station and Ship Mule and Ship Daddy and all this, it was so overwhelming, so I was like, I am not paying until I master this process. Then I started to pay for cute little things. Then we got Xandra poly mailers, and I still kept the budget because I decided to stay with the craft box once we elevated to a craft box from the UPS box, because I was like, okay, craft box is craft, it's brown. If y'all know what I'm talking about, it's just a regular brown box you can get from Uline. I had a rubber stamp made that says Xandra. And to that day, we still use that stamp. When you get a Xandra order, it just has the Xandra logo on the side that we stamp because we're saving money. So now we do have Xandra packing tape that we've gotten like custom made. So it's white and it has the black Xandra going all the way around. But guess who gets that? Stores. People that are ordering $1,000 worth of something, whatever, or anyone with a wholesale order or anyone doing private label, they get the fancy tape because it has to make sense. But if you're ordering one, you know, like your order's $30, I'm not going to give you $6 worth of shipping material, you know? So, yes, I think that's Bree. Is that Bree? Yeah, that's Bree. She says she only orders sticker mule when it sells. Exactly. And then you can order it from each email. So if they say 50, you only get 20 or whatever. You register with a whole different email. You just got to remember to log out of the other email. They're gonna be like,
Patrice, also you can eliminate, like she said, you can eliminate that box and just use a poly mailer.
Yeah, because soft clothing, we
Yeah.
you know, Xandra t-shirts, mask. What else do we have that's soft? I think that's it. And then we just wrap it in our tissue paper and it
Mhm.
goes right to the mailer. And then it's
Okay.
bend it so that it's secure. And that's it. Actually, just got a package. Actually, I just got this t-shirt in the mail. I just got this from Macy. It's a t-shirt folded.
Mm-hmm.
I literally haven't even opened it. You see it? And it has the
Yep.
tissue paper with the little seal on there.
Yep.
This came in,
Yeah, it was in a cute little poly mailer.
yep, it came in a little poly mailer. Yep.
But that's what I do also, Patrice, even for the Road to the Crown books. And I brought the little round labels online and just print it myself.
Okay. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it.
Sure. I feel like there were other things. So we have takeaways, Patrice, that we need to discuss. We need to talk about separately. But we can hit Nifty and put some of those, get that timeline and that brand strategy together.
Sounds good. Excited.
Taquin says we do the same thing with Sticker Mule. We use poly mailer. Tashanta says Temu has super cute labels as well. Bree says I also use a cheap Etsy vendor, but the quality was great. Bree, if you get a chance, can you drop that in the chat? I am going to continue to repeat what y'all write in the chat because we're recording and some people will listen to the audio only. So I'm just, you know, being conscious of that. Even though I will start, if you guys want, I will start dropping the chat because we're dropping links and stuff with the replay as well. Okay, I don't think I missed anything. Tashanta said the experience, the packaging and the reels created. Okay, yes. Bree, put it in the community later. Bree said she's driving and speaking into the phone. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Please be safe. I feel like I was going to say something and I forgot. Okay, so thank you all for supporting both Keisha and Patrice. Tashanta, would you like to discuss your question? Because I feel like you got some answers, but I don't feel like we got any. I don't know how close we are.
Yeah, I'm still thinking, but basically I put a thing inside of Heartbeat looking and asking for a theme title for what it is that I'm doing. For those of you who didn't have a chance to read it, basically I'm doing Tashanta Creates and I'm revamping and decorating my office space and I'm taking my followers on the experience. But I was thinking of a theme and I had edit and reset, but it sounded kind of dry, but we definitely want to use the word reset. And so I was asking the Mastermind for suggestions and ideas to make it feel more catchy. So I have already started recording a lot so that I can drop it all out in September, so that the followers will be able to follow me along for me doing a reset in my office space.
Okay. Rashida says reset and renew. How do you feel about that? Anybody else have any ideas? Tashanta, can you tell us the mission here?
The mission here is Tashanta Creates is basically a boutique, online boutique where people are able, not really people, entrepreneurs is who my target audience is, are able to tap into their creativity zone. And so I'm showing them how to do that immediately. But also within the office space, I'm showing them how to revamp and be more successful in an uncluttered free space. So I don't know, my whole brand behind everything Sensational Soaps, Tashanta Creates, the whole nine, is creativity. It's always about positivity. It's always about clean, clear lines and all the beautiful and happiness and all that stuff. That's what my brand represents. So I'm just trying to educate people on how it would be to do the same thing while still being an entrepreneur, because it's easy, but sometimes it can feel overwhelming for some, because all we want to do as entrepreneurs is work, work, work.
I love that. I have something to add to that, but first I want to read what's in the chat. Refresh and reset, reveal and reset, resetting creatively. Those are all great ideas. Refresh and reset, I said that. Okay. One other thing I want to add that Tashanta didn't say about her brand is the reason why reset is one of the words that she has already settled on is because, or that she's excited about, I should say in a different way, is because we're talking about, this is her September campaign that she's been building all this month. So like she said, she's already got all the content. She's just trying to figure out what to call it. So she's been working. So I want to let y'all understand that she's been working on September's campaign this month of August. So it's going to roll out and be scheduled and automated all up to go out all of September. Okay. Reset, that word is important because we're talking about coming out of the summer, the anguish of the kids starting school, overwhelm. And not only is her audience entrepreneurs, but it's parents, moms that are also entrepreneurs. So it's like the kids are, the hustle and the bustle. How do I reset the house and get ready for football practice, regular dinners, sitting down, regular schedules when we've been running around living our best life all summer? So it's like reset, but whatever. So that's where reset is coming from. It's like,
I love the titles. I love the titles. I'm writing them all down, guys. I'm writing them all down. Thank you.
Yeah. So awesome. Yeah, we talked about fall into. Didn't we say something about fall into? I can't remember what it was. Okay, let me go back up. Where I said reveal and reset, resetting creatively, create and reset. Reese says, I need that for myself since one of my to-dos is recreating our workspace. Fall into reset is Taquin's suggestion. April says reset and go. Sharika says reset and reimagined. Ooh, y'all getting fancy. Rashida says, Sharika, I like that. Patrice says, same, Reese. Okay. Good. This is good. So Tashanta, how you feeling? See what happens when our brain just like, rah,
I love it. I like it.
Our own superheroes. Reese says, I like Sharika's suggestion. Yeah, Sharika pulling stuff out. She like, bam. All right, y'all are brilliant.
What happens when I'm changing dirty diapers?
Yeah.
I reimagine my life as something else. Reset this diaper.
I need right now. Reset and reimagine. I love that. That's good. Okay, so Tashanta, you feel good?
Yes,
right.
Thank you.
All right, so now that you all have witnessed, we just did 3 hot seats. Did nobody die? Did you die though? Right? Did nobody explode? Did nobody cry? I mean, it might happen one day, right? Did nobody get yelled at? We didn't embarrass nobody. We can do this. This is how we're going to be moving. This is the energy we're flowing with here. So now, does anybody else, we have time. Does anybody else want to jump in the hot seat?
I would like to.
Let's go.
Okay. I would like a name for my parent company. My original thought was no matter what. but that is already taken. And Sharika gave me an idea, always, no matter what, and that is already taken. The premise behind no matter what is I tell Janaya, I will always love you, no matter what you say, no matter what you do. I will always love you. I will always be here for you. So that's what the name I want to be for the parent company. So just trying to find something that is not already taken.
So what are the other no matter what and always no matter what? What are they?
No matter what is already taken as a, what was it? Let me see. It is a book. It is a song.
And so what is your product?
Well, that's just the name as the parent company for Janaya makeup line. That's just for the parent company. Janaya makeup line is going to be called Sparkle Fanaya. And then I'm going to have a
get it right. It's Sparkle Fire.
Sparkle Fire. Sorry.
Knock you out.
I was like,
Sparkle
I
Fire.
said it wrong all week. I've been saying it wrong.
Well, actually,
Fire.
Sharika thought of the name Sparkle Fire. Yeah, Sharika thought of the name.
But it is Sparkle Fire.
It
Yes.
is. It's spelled funny because it's supposed to rhyme
No,
with Janaya.
Yes. It has
But
a
I
little-
think you could still use the name because it doesn't sound like those are operating unless you just want something different. But if you wanted that name, you could still use it because it's completely different.
But then the domain's already taken.
Mine was too. I used org instead of com.
Okay, hold on.
What if you put ventures on the end? Oh,
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes.
So we're looking for a parent name to your company so that
Yes.
that will have your domain on
Correct.
that's the domain name.
Yes. Like when I Google it, that comes up like as a TikTok, as a Facebook, or as a .com.
Right. But I feel like I unless I'm not clear, I feel like we're not thinking about this the right way. Because the parent company name is typically a name that you don't even know. Like we have parent companies, and one of our parent companies is Zandra-AA LLC. We also have Azariah's Innocence LLC, and we also have Z Brand Holdings. Those are names that you'll never see out in public. It's just behind on the paperwork.
And
So-
they're doing business as
We're
Janaya
doing-
Fire or stuff like that.
And Zandra Beauty, depending on whether you're our distribution company or the manufacturing company. So it's like, so that's what I want to be clear about. You know what I mean? Because the name, because if I'm going to buy Sparkle Fire Cosmetics, I need to go to Sparkle Fire Cosmetics website, not the parent company website, because then I'm going to be confused.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? Unless
Yes.
I'm
So it doesn't matter if that's already taken.
No, it does matter. So now we need to get creative. So this changes the question. The question now becomes, if I'm right, don't, April, if I'm wrong, please correct me so we can get this right today. We need to get creative with finding a domain for Sparkle Fire Cosmetics.
That's
right?
not taken.
Then that might be it.
that's the domain you need, April.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when
Okay.
you go for your EIN number, you go for it under whatever that other name is. And then you do your
I don't want you to
DBA.
overthink it. Like there are millions.
Yeah.
This is how, let me tell you, one of the job I retired from, I worked for this this white guy that like he was an executor. He would come up with these ideas and it was my job to just to make it happen. Like, so he'd be like, you know what? We're going to open a restaurant this summer. We're going to open a restaurant and we're going to start a new holding company and we're going to do this. Within a week, it was all done because I had to get it done. Right. But the way he decided what to name the holding companies or the parent company is the way you're saying it was whatever street it was on. So if Lachlan's restaurant, the restaurant was called Lachlan's, right? For example, it was on Tupper and Franklin. The name of the parent company was Tupper Franklin Holdings, Tupper Franklin's Inc. You never know. right? So a lot of these, like Jimmy just literally just started a new business this week, a couple days ago, and it's named like Erie County something because we live in Erie County. Nobody knows. Nobody, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like you can name it. And what I wrote down, which I just dropped the little post-it, was you said, hold on. While you were talking, you said, no matter what. So the parent company, if that's what we really need, can be NMW Inc., MMW LLC, no matter what, like the initials, it doesn't matter. You and your
Oh,
tax
okay.
are the only ones that are going to see it.
Okay.
You know, unless you're applying for something or whatever, you know what I mean? And you have to fill out that information, but it's not going to be seen a lot. So Patrice says, or net, should the domain be the direct company versus parent name? We're on the same page. Sharika says, didn't I say that, April, you owe me a drink, a big one? We got this. So Sparkle Fire Cosmetics. Let's see if
Alrighty.
it's available. That's it. Now, one thing. We have to be very careful because fire is spelled different. So when we have unique names, we have to be very, very clear. So this is when we might want to buy another domain, which it would be Sparkle Fire if it's available. And then it leads to the Sparkle Fire website. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So
We
if
had to do that with everybody.
if I meet you out at an event and I'm like, oh, she's the one girl, she was so awesome, Sparkle Fire Cosmetic. And I typed that into Google and I don't know that how you spelled fire, now I'm lost. If I can't find you on Instagram, now I don't, you know. So
Yes,
we want to think about that.
I didn't have to Google that. I don't know if that's already taken.
Yeah, so let's think about that. Okay.
Okay.
So how do you feel, April? Do you feel relieved?
Perfect.
You
Oh
know
God, yes.
what you need.
Yes,
know?
that's on my list of accountability for this week.
Yes.
So I'm done. With one of my lists.
I love it. Done. That's good. Awesome. And now you gotta replace that one with buy Sharika a drink.
Oh, that's easy. I can do that.
How people do ya. Okay. Thank you everyone for pulling together so we can pull April through the brand name process. And Sasha has her hand up. You ready for a hot seat?
I do. I am. Hi,
I always
everyone.
ask and clarify because that means I have to be quiet.
I have a question. So I had a ladies group that I'm a part of contact me for cute little things to put in a bag for an event. Right. And so I make bath and body things in sample sizes. I want to know so they gave me an open pretty much floor to do what I want to do. So I want to know what kind of things would you like because I want them to like love the things they get. What kind of things would you like if you got like a little pouch and you opened it? What would you be excited to receive?
Is it during the summer?
It's gonna be I think the event is September 15th.
It'll be still warm.
Yep. It's already cooling off where I'm at, so it's not gonna be that warm.
Oh, okay. So maybe a body button or a body button, body butter or hand lotion, like she said.
Okay.
I have a question. What is the budget for the samples that you're doing, and how many pieces are there requiring and requesting, as well as what type of event is it?
So it's a women's event. It's called Dating While Black. Yeah. And they're requesting 50 pieces. And for sample size, it's $7 per piece about for the budget.
Okay. $7 is pretty hefty for a sample size.
Is that the budget? Because wait, these are donated, right?
No. They're
So
paying.
they're buying it.
Oh,
They're
got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were donating. I was like, wait a minute.
But you get $7 for a travel size.
Right.
Oh,
And
shoot, well, they can have the elite travel size right now.
Right.
So you want it to be a travel size, you said, right?
Right. Travel
Or-
sample travel size, right.
And $7. Okay.
Yeah. So I could technically do multiple things. It's not like they're already buying like little cute pouches from Amazon, and they want things to put in there.
The
So,
cheapest thing that you can probably do is bath salts, because everyone loves bath salts as women. So that's if you're going to do multiple things, you can add that to it.
Sorry.
Okay.
I apologize. I'm trying to get used to keeping.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
My question is, what do you have already? What do you have already? Because I know that Sasha has inventory, because we're transitioning from an older brand to a newer experience. So what do you have already? Because if this is an opportunity to make money, I don't want you to max the budget that they're willing to pay and then you break even or just only make a little. So when I ask you what you have in stock, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what do you have in stock? How do we avoid having to buy something new? Is that possible?
Right. So I definitely have inventory and could make things. I was thinking of, I did ask them if they wanted me to set up a bath salt station that they could mix and do their own thing. And they're going to come back to me with that, because that would be less work on my side, right? It would be set up and then they tinker. But I have on hand lip balms, which I think will be great for the fall. And I have soaps, but those are full size. I guess I could always cut those, right?
And these are soaps that are from the other line. Is this still part of the inventory we're moving?
Yes. And I could make sprays, but I would have to order small bottles. I'm gonna check to see if I have small bottles, because if I do, then I could use those already.
Yeah, and as long as everything looks cohesive, I would set it up and see how everything looks together. And if it's gonna go in the pouch. The other thing is, are they working on putting someone else's stuff in that same pouch, or will you have the whole pouch to yourself?
I didn't ask that, actually.
Find out what their expectation is. Do they, because it's like, what if for your $7 budget, what if I could give you 2 or 3 items? I would ask that. And
Right.
I would really, and then I would say, if I could give you 2 items, is there something else going in the bag? Because if you could just do a lip balm and a half a soap, that would be amazing. I know we want to deliver, but I still feel like that's delivering. Or even if it's just spray and the lip balm, just think about the use, the customer use. I love the idea of lotion, but I understand the process of making lotion. Lotion is very, very expensive to make. And if you make a single itsy bitsy mistake, it's garbage. You gotta start over.
So I don't have body butter, and that is also an intensive process. So price wise, I don't think it's gonna fit there. And I would have to buy special jars for those.
Yeah. So I say lip balm, take the soap off the shelf, cut it in half, wrap it cute. And if we can pull out the sprays without pushing the budget, then it makes sense. But I would not go and buy a whole bunch of small bottle sprays if we're not going to use them anywhere else in the line. If you need to buy them anyways, then it makes sense.
Yeah, and I'm not. So I do also have some leftover, like emulsified scrub that I try and get rid of.
You have little jars for it?
I'm gonna check to see if I have jars. So I have a couple options.
And how many pieces is this?
50.
Yeah, because the other thing is that maybe all the pouches don't have to be the same.
Okay.
Maybe it's a variety, and they have something to talk about. Oh, I got this. Mine has these 3 things. Mine has these 3 things, or mine has these 2, and mine, just like you would have, all the soaps would be different scents. I would look at the opportunity to offboard all those different products that we need to move.
Okay. All right, that sounds great. Thanks for the feedback. I know there's stuff in the chat I haven't gotten to yet, but I'm gonna read that.
Yeah, so there's lots of suggestions, hand body scrubs. Keisha says it'll create a whole experience. Keisha said I switched up my swag bags. Keisha, can you explain what you mean?
No, like you said, different experiences. So like I did paparazzi and some I did some soap, other I did like a little lotion, it was like a bar that I had left over from my sister's shower. And I had her make like a little custom, they were like lotion bars.
Bars,
And
yeah.
it melt. Yeah, so I had those. So I just put a little bit of everything, and everybody got a little something different. And I brought these little makeup pouches from Amazon, and yeah, just dressed them up that way. I actually forgot to put stuff in there. I had so yeah.
That's good. Yeah. So I would think about the end user and the experience, and I would give the event organizer, present her with this opportunity. So here's what we're willing to do for your budget. And if she still wants to do the salt thing, the bath salts, because I think that would be great and engaging for her attendees, then I would just give them 2 items.
Okay. I don't think they're gonna do that because I asked her and she said she's gonna ask the committee, but they already have like a packed schedule.
Oh,
So
okay. And
I'm to get around
yeah.
with that.
So then the only question to ask, I think, is what else is going in that bag? Because I don't want you to assume that they're gonna have room for 3 things, and then it's like, dang, I didn't even need to make that,
Right. Thank
Again,
you.
budget. Okay. All right. How y'all feeling? We out here saving lives. That's what we doing. That's what today's all about. Anybody else need any support? We got a couple minutes left. Reese, Nicole, Bree, Sharika, Rashida. Y'all good?
I'm good.
Okay. All right, Nicole is good. Nicole is working on design stuff, and we're working on building a brand. You see, you feeling strong? I think she's trying to talk, but I can't. Okay, Nicole's good. All right, friends. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought I heard someone trying to talk, so I didn't know if it was my.
It looks like Tarquin.
Aquin.
Oh, Taquin.
Hey, I joined late. How are you?
Oh, Taquin. Wait a minute. We can't go without you speaking because I actually wrote your name down here and I didn't even realize I forgot you even came in the room because you definitely we need to pull something together.
Yeah. So first of all, thank everybody for sharing and supporting the post. And if everybody wouldn't mind following the new Facebook page, Talking Cordis Inclusion Champion, I'll put it in the chat. And we are looking for ideas for the bonuses. Like when people purchase like 3 or more, or 5 or more, or 10 or more, looking for cool things to give to thank them for doing the multiple purchases. So we're looking at doing like a live, a speech. I'm looking at doing an inclusion panel, having 3 or 4 speakers along with myself talk about our experiences with inclusion, be a Q&A on the book, looking at doing additional activities, packets just separate for that, doing a conversation starter kit. So I'm just looking at other ideas, bookmarks, wristbands. So
You done?
Yes.
Okay, you gotta tell us so that way, because we're not supposed to talk while you're talking. Okay, so did y'all catch all that? So Taquin, is the question on the floor, what would they like to see as bonuses?
Yes.
That would encourage you to buy more books. So the
Correct.
idea is that we're in the pre-order phase starting next week. Pre-orders open up. We are offering, you can buy 1 book, of course, but we would love for you to buy 3 books or 5 books or even 10 books for your classroom or your church group or all the kids in your house or your neighborhood or whatever. So we're thinking of creative ways to give you bonuses. If the more books you buy, the more things you get. And you heard some of the examples. So does anybody have any, Nicole's an educator, some of y'all are in this space, if you could give us some feedback on that.
We have any digital options? I don't know if maybe you want to provide maybe links to maybe things that kind of relate to the topics or the chapters of the books. I don't know, that leads directly to a YouTube station. or a hub where you're holding that videos where only people who purchase something can have access to. And it don't have to be long videos. Like if the title of the book, whatever the title of the book is, of a chapter is titled, that could be like different clips or episodes or something like that to maybe, you know, highlight the book a little bit more, go deeper with the book, if that make any sense.
Yeah.
Or a phrase or a word of encouragement that goes with the chapter or something like that, I'm thinking. That way it doesn't cost you anything to kind of do it after you do it the one time, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking though, go ahead. I heard you with the wristbands and things like that, but I'm letting it play out in my head. I'll chime back in.
I love that, Nicole. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I like that too.
Have the book and then there's like a video tutorial to kind of go around with, or a video, you know, interaction, some kind of interactive activity to go with it. That says, thank you so much for dropping the link to her page. I need to fix that link. I would grab it, but I can't. Y'all all know. And Tarquin's in launch weekend. I can't even talk to y'all on Facebook. Thank you for following the page, Reese. Those rubber bracelets with a message, Patrice said. Which is,
Yeah. And that's what I was thinking about, the wristbands.
the other
Thank
thing
you.
I want to know is that the pre-order happens, but they don't have, this stuff isn't shipping out right away. People are used to placing an order and waiting, you know, so that's okay.
I will say,
Rashida's voice.
I'm sorry. My brain is so fried that I'm in listening mode right now. Hot seat, I got next. I mean, not today, but another day. But what I was thinking was like a certain amount, maybe you do a t-shirt. I wore my t-shirt today and everybody's like, ooh, what that say? Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, what that? So like, you know, if they buy 25, you know, they get a t-shirt with it or something.
And that's what I was thinking too, but then I was like, I just want them to be clear that they're not getting 25 shirts.
No, just one.
Right.
Just one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another thing that I think would be really cool, especially if it's for educators, maybe if they do 50, maybe 50 is the t-shirt, if they do 25, like a poster that they can hang up in their classroom with the inclusion in the pledge, or, you know, something large.
I really like that.
Even the pledge cards. Maybe they
Yeah.
get cards for the classroom if they buy that many. That is cool.
Yes, I really like that.
That's all I got, y'all. That's all I got.
That's plenty.
This is good.
Thank you, y'all.
Okay, Tarquin, deadline time.
Yes.
I need
Tonight. I'll put some stuff in Nifty tonight.
this. Somebody has to build the website.
Right.
Somebody, I don't know who has to do it, but somebody has to do it. So until y'all tell Tarquin what to put on the website, we can't build a website.
Right.
That's why Tarquin's in the hot seat. Okay. Patrice says, Tarquin, have you met with the head of EC or CMS? Keisha said, that's it. That's the one. Tashanta said, genius. Bree said, if they order over a certain amount, AT, I was thinking 50 or more for one shirt. Okay. Just reading the comment.
No, I haven't met with the head of EC yet. I'm making a list now of people that I want to reach out to.
Okay.
I have a question. Tomorrow is regarding Tarquin's product. So I met an associate professor of Coppin at my event, and she wants to come on as a sponsor, but I learned that she is somehow affiliated with special education and so forth. So I did want to share, excuse me, the book with her. And I also wanted to introduce it to the person that I met at the school district. So do I give them the book, or what is the proper way to do that to get the, best effect or the best response?
So, and this is actually what Tarquin's already been doing. The proper way, I think, to get the best response is to gift it to whoever you know has access to the right people. Okay. Letter or a conversation, or a nice letter if you're mailing it. If you can't relay the information of what it is, in front, you know, like in person, then I would definitely mail it with a letter and then send it like an update with an email or preface it with the
Okay.
email. They know where it's coming from and what, you know, the mission, the message behind it. So it's not like, oh, I just got a book. What is this? You know, we want to make them care. And so we have to tell them why they would care. So it would definitely be gifted to that person that has the potential to put us on a different level.
Okay. So talk when I need to, I guess, find out, you know, your mission and everything you would want me to present.
Yep, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Thank
Has
you.
anyone from the CEC seen the book yet?
From the, I'm ready, what, the CEC?
Council for Exceptional Children? Are you part of that organization?
No,
Will be by morning.
right.
Okay. That's like a national council for exceptional education.
Yeah, I got 3 educators. Who else am I missing on this call? This is
Well,
brilliant.
that's like the main one for ESE, for special ed.
Wow. Rashida dropped a link in the chat.
Yep, I just saw that.
Okay.
Thank you, April. Thank you, Rashida. Thank you, everybody.
And I want to say this, I know Taquan has been doing this. It's wonderful to look at the people who are in charge. However, they're not, I'm just gonna be honest, because I work on higher level. They're not reading too many things, but when you give it to those teachers who are actually doing the work, they can champion for us. I know Taquan has met with that group. I just wanted to say that, you know, teachers,
Yeah,
that's the group, because they are championing it up for.
Well, that is
And
true.
that's what I was thinking about too, Bree. I was like, how do I, you know, get their attention with it? And I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna have to just connect with the lady I met and just see her, you know. Okay.
That's
I'm
it.
a
When you have a
teacher now.
relationship, they do it. They are more apt to. But otherwise, your teachers who are actively in the classrooms are the champions that help her out more.
yeah, and that's what I've been
So
reaching out to.
that's why I was like, do I give it to them? Because I do know educators that will, you know, push. And it's like, I don't want to give it to somebody and it sits on the desk, you know? So I wanted to know what kind of call of action I could take, like to get them to move, you know, right then.
But it depends. It may work in a way, the direction that you're going in, right? Because they already know you and it's backed by, you know, they know your work quality, they see what you put on. So it's not like you just tell them here, like if you can't elaborate on it as much as she can, like Tamara was saying, go ahead and get that 1-pager and send it. But then in the email, have her already generate the email for you, but you're sending it. You know what I mean? So you're still that point of connect. You're still that middle person. And that's kind of what's holding it together. If they can make moves versus not, you know, you don't want to overlook them because their ears may be keen to, you know, what it is that you have to say. So don't overlook them.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The relationship, when you have a relationship, that matters. But to do cold calling is what I was saying.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bree.
Yeah.
All these educators, y'all wait till I write my book.
Yeah, old girl was smiling and cheesing with me like we knew each other for forever. I was like, yes, bestie.
Shanta said, y'all smart. It doesn't need an R. It's smart.
I dropped a couple of links in the chat of organizations. You know, I know we talked Taquin about exactly what she just said, where to get it in and who to get it in with. Because I get a lot of emails about things and I'm really not looking at them. I don't have the time to. But it's those teachers and then the case managers, like the psychologists and social workers and the SEL people who are looking for these types of things to bring into the classrooms.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, and I wrote down all those organizations. I actually follow the Color of Autism. I follow them on Instagram.
Amazing. All right, Taquin, you feel good?
I do. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it.
And then the only other ask we have is that when we go gangbusters, because I am believing that I'm going to have access to Facebook by the end of this week, which is tomorrow. because I was fighting with them again today. And when we go gangbusters with this next week, we need y'all support with sharing and commenting. Even if you're in the middle of your own thing and you can't really share, you can put it in your stories and maybe comment whenever you see something. The comments, anytime we see each other's stuff, let's try to comment with a sentence or some kind of action, because it just kind of gives it back into the algorithm. And when we say something on a post, it allows everyone else, all our other friends, to see it, even if they're not friends with the person that made the post, as long as it's public. Okay. So if we can start doing that for each other just on GP, when we see each other's stuff, you don't have to share everybody's stuff. But if we're in a launch, we're asking you to do a little bit more for us. But if it's just regular stuff you see that our business putting out or we're celebrating, just comment, and it keeps it going for us. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Everybody good? I think we're good. All right. Y'all have an amazing evening. Talk to y'all in heartbeat.
Good night.
Good night.
everybody.
Night.